So welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. Today we're going through the brand new Synchro Festival event because there's a ton of really cool new things and changes Konami have done to make the event better. And really, I feel like for the first time for an event, listen to our feedback properly. So the event is going to be lasting until April 22nd, I believe, so it's 10 days long. That's plenty fine for the event. Now if we go first of all to the Duel area, to our Synchro Festival, we can go and take a look at the brand new rewards. So first of all, we have of course a ton of gems in the rewards list. There's 2,300 in total in this list, so that's on par with the NNR Rarity Festival, which is nice to see. And of course, scrolling down, we then, at 5,500 points, get a Flower Gathering field base, which is really cool. Because yes, it's based on the Cardians, it's like the one we got for the Dark Necrophere, right, in the SP deck challenge event thing in the solo mode. This is what we wanted to see in events. We wanted to see getting cosmetics, accessories, icons, titles, that kind of thing. And this is a very, very good start, but it is just a start because this is the only real accessory you're going to be getting in the event. Now, if you do go down to below 120,000, then you're going to be getting Synchro War tickets, which is plenty fine. And then down at 22,000, we get the Synchro Festival 2022 ×1 title, which is interesting because does this mean that we're only going to be getting one Synchro Festival this entire year? Which, if true, then that means they're going to be doing different events going forward, right? In Duel Links, we kind of expect this repeat cycle of KC Cup and Tag Duels and Duelist Carnival and all these kind of things, right? And they repeat over and over and over again. But is that going to be different in Master Duel? We'll have to wait and see. But so far, this is a very, very good start on what we had before. I would like to see, you know, maybe an icon, maybe some sleeves, right? I'm not saying give us a brand new mate every, festival, right? If we have a tournament and we have a mate for that, then great. But, giving us some, I don't know, some Stardust Dragon sleeves, right? That couldn't have been so hard, or an icon or like a background, right? I think something like that would have been really, really cool. Also, let's go back to the main menu real quick because there are more gems to get, of course. There are the missions, and it's going to be very similar to the NNR Rarity Festival, right? We're going to be getting, down the bottom here, 1,000 gems from these missions. Now, that is technically less still than the Xyz Festival. Remember, in the NNR Festival, somewhere in the middle of the event, they gave us 500 more gems, and I assume that will be the same thing here again. So, if that's the case, there's no gem drop, but if it's the only thing we'll be getting, then there's a 500 gem drop, which is kind of disappointing. But let's go back to that menu, of course, there's tons more to talk about. Going on to the loner decks, because we saw in the Xyz Festival and the NRR Festival that the decks weren't all that great, right? Especially Xyz, it was their first event, I can kind of forgive them for that. But we're getting 3 decks based around the brand new selection pack. First of all, we have the Speedroid deck, which is looking pretty good, right? They all kind of have these staples of a Duster, Reborn, Lightning Storm, Call by the Grave, which is really, really good because if you're playing against a deck that runs Ash, for example, and you don't have Ash in the loner deck, then this is really, really good. Now, this is a great, great way of selling people on the brand new packs, right? And I think that's kind of the intention. We saw the Xyz Festival come out with this Cypher Structure deck. It wasn't really the best deck in the world, so it didn't really do anything, but having the Crystal Wing, the Speedroid deck, the Baron de Fleur deck, which I think is the weakest one here because you kind of need links for it to kind of pop off, but letting people play with Baron for free, which is really, really cool. And then of course the Stardust deck, I think people are going to gravitate towards quite a bit. Effect Veil is in here. I think overall the Speedroid one is the best one in terms of a complete deck, but you can definitely make Stardust better with your own cards. But this has literally every single Stardust card you could want under the sun in this deck. And so this is looking way, way better. For people that don't have a deck built already, they can just pick one of these. And I feel like it's going to be way more of a fairer ground than the Xyz Festival was. So overall, that's a very, very good change. So far, some really big changes to the game. Then, we have the ban list, of course, and I'm going to go over to masterduelmeta.com because they have a way easier to see version of the list. I can just see all the cards here and I can easily see what ones are new, what ones aren't new. So, let's go through the new ones, of course, things like Buster Well, blocking extra deck is really, really big. Eater of Millions, anything that's banishing, dealing burn damage, you're not going to see it, right? Your Ghost, your Nurse Reficule, your Giant Kazaki, he's gone as well, no self-FTK going to be happening today. There's a few other cards here, right? Artifact Scythe is, if you're If you use Bron de Fleur, then this is going to be very easy to kind of get out. Things like Vanity's Ruler and Emptiness are going to be also banned as well, so there's a lot on this list that is pretty good. There are some rituals as well, which again I think was kind of the same with the Xyz Festival. Like Chaos Max Dragon can just be an OTK machine, so I can kind of understand it. It would be one of the best decks without having to play Synchro, so that does make sense. And of course, where is it? It's not on this one. We've got Popper Up as well, so they are hitting some of the self FTK burn decks. DD Dynamite, I know people want to see this one banned in ranked. Maybe they're thinking this might be a way of, you know, testing it out and see if it does make a difference. Of course it will do, but very, very cool to see nonetheless that they are also hitting things like the Magic Punishment, which I think is as well a bit of a weird one, but sure, I can kind of understand it. Banquet of Millions, though, is going to be very, very fun to see banned. That's a very, very good thing. Warning Point as well. Okay, that's a anti-synchro. So yeah, just a ton of anti-synchro stuff. There are some, a brand new banned synchro in Dark Highlander. This is a anti-synchro card that they just gave out in Duel Links, so they're going to give out in Duel Links for the Turbo Duel GP. Which is a bit weird when you think about what they're doing, right? Turbo Duel GP is meant to be a synchro event, you know, primarily, and they're giving us a reward card that would be really, really good in that event. It's a little bit of a weird one there, but sure, fair enough. Limited has a ton of other cards, right? You have things like Majesty Maiden. You can still play some of the True Draco Kings, I think it is. There's some of them you can still play that make True Dracos or True Kings still a worthwhile candidate. If you haven't got a synchro deck, I wouldn't recommend playing them. It's not really going to be as fun, but if you enjoy that deck, then that's going to be an option as well, I guess. Some of the Time Lord stuff is in here as well. Here's the kind of the big stuff, right? Hippo Carnival and Super Hippo Carnival. You're not going to be doing your things consistently because these are limited to one. Of course, as well, Phantasm Spiral Battle is also a card that was very, very good in the NNR Rarity Festival event, and so I guess putting it on the list does make some form of sense because the deck is so low rarity and can kind of avoid going to synchros, so that's great. And then in terms of limit 2s, there's not really much, right? You have another Time Lord, and you have Generator Boss Stage, which again I think makes sense. Will this kill generators? Probably not. So I think, well then again they are mainly Xyz, right? I think that you want to go into Xyz with them, so I guess they wouldn't really work out that well, but sure, I guess that's fine. But overall, I think this is a very, very good start, right? A very, very good start, very good change to the overall event. I think this is really, really good. And also, there are certain things in this game that can be legal in this event, right? You have things like the Met Claws, which are anti-synchro, but they're anti-synchro because they're anime, right? They're anime themed, and that's the whole kind of gimmick, is they are anti-synchro, and so that would be really cool to see if they are a anti-meta pick, if they're going to be that good, because they are generally not that great, but in a synchro-only event, maybe they can kind of shine. I think as well, the Assault Mode packages, that is all completely legal as well, so that could be another really fun deck. But let me know down below what you're going to be building from this event. I'm thinking of either going with Mathmech, right, for Geomathmech Final Sigma, the big unaffected boss monster, looks really, really cool, love that deck, or probably Blackwings. I'm not too sure just yet. I've got plenty of gems, I've got way over 10,000, I've got like, what, 54 stuff in my gift box, right? I'm overflowing with gems right now, so I think I should probably invest in a synchro deck for these events going forward. But let me know down below what you think. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all in the next Master Duel video. See you then.